This is JD's podcast, JD's Rubber Boots podcast. We're gonna sit and relax and tell you all sorts of stories. Talk about life and little sports. You know we're gonna play some games. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah. 'Cause this is the podcast.
Episode 99.7?
We're getting close. Feels like it's
We're
coming.
ramping up, boys. It's happening.
Oh, boy.
99.7 Fly FM. You're here with Jimmy, Puffy, and you'd have to have like an animal name. You can't be, it's got to be like the bear.
The hawk.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
Puffy, and the hawk. I like that.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffy's Duff and the Hawk on your morning drive here on 99.7 Rubber Boots FM.
We should just do like a Sunday afternoon drive show
You know what? I
for like a small town Ontario city.
honestly, I say if Landsberg and Carlo aren't available one morning, we should take over the morning show.
No, that's not the shift I want.
That's never
Yeah, I don't need any more of
No.
those. Hey, no offense, guys. I know we're kind of in the middle of this, but I'm noticing on the monitor we're not on the monitor anymore. Is the TV portion of our?
Well, look, we have been in this studio for 2 years? A year and a half?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
How much have we actually used the television stuff? How much our big move from the other studio to this big television
Yeah.
studio?
Well, the first season we had quite a bit.
There was-
and then there's
there was
a
some.
little bit of a dip last year, and we're making
Oh, so this is our third
resurgence,
season
like-
in the big TV studio?
Yes.
This is cratering.
But now that we're signing up for TikTok, things are about to take off visually.
Well, just normally I look over here and I can see us, and then it's just the black monitor. It's black.
It's just so you don't get distracted.
exactly,
Oh, I
I
see.
tend to look at the TV screen.
yeah. Hey, I'm on
Puffy
TV.
falls in
I
love with
sometimes
the
wave
TV
at
Puffy.
myself.
Are you those guys that in the mall when you walk by the store that has like the Best Buy that has the TV?
Hell yeah.
You stop and look at myself. I've done that once in a while with my kids just to see if anybody will notice me. They'll be like, "Hey, look at that goof! Wait a second, don't you do that for a living? What's the matter with you?" Did you guys enter or come through the TSN entry to the building? For your listeners, we have a main entrance, a big CTV entrance, but we often come through over by my parking spot, that little TSN entrance that
Yeah.
leads by my dressing room
Oh
towards
no,
the
I
studio.
came in the back door for the newsroom.
Oh, we had
I
a
came in through the kitchen. Just kidding. Just kidding.
we had a toilet overflow.
Uh-oh.
You know the bathrooms adjacent to my dressing room?
In
Around the corner?
Yeah, around the corner. Yeah. Is that what
my
adjacent means?
Yes. Have you never heard the word
I've heard
adjacent?
of adjacent, the word. I just wouldn't really know what it.
What context it
I knew
was?
it wasn't across the street.
It's derivative of Jason.
So adjacent is when it's like down and around. Is that adjacent?
No, I just think it's kind of like right beside.
Oh.
Adjacent. Like I'm adjacent to you right now, I think.
Oh, okay.
You're adjacent, to Lester.
I'm adjacent.
I am
Right.
also adjacent to Lester, I believe.
Yes.
Now you're making me doubt everything. This is what you do. I say things that I believe are simple, and you're just like, well, I don't think that's
right.
I don't know if that's right at all. Anyway, this one of the most disgusting toilet spills.
Really?
ever. Like I came in with my lunch.
Yeah.
I brought my lunch today, little
What?
lunchy knapsack.
job.
And I almost barfed as I walked. And it
Seriously?
was
It was that
flowing.
bad?
It was flowing down the hall past like the pictures of Wayne Gretzky
Just number ones.
and all the famous. What?
Oh, it's going down that way.
It was like dripping down the way towards my room.
Was it a lava of?
No, I
poo-poo?
just looked like.
Did
it
anyone
was
know
liquid.
this was occurring?
Yeah, there was a woman on the phone.
Oh, okay. So
And,
you just didn't walk by as a
No, I went into my room, shut the door, and then
tsunami
put stuff under the door so nothing could leak in, and I wasn't even going to come out. But then I heard people fixing it.
Back to something else. I want to know what you packed for lunch today.
I went to the Nature's Emporium.
Oh, yeah.
That's the store up in Aurora where I do much of my shopping. Shout out to Nature's Emporium. I also spend 70% of my paycheck.
Do they have
It's
like your
expensive.
picture
I
on
know.
there?
Very organic.
Yes, I got
We
it.
get the
get a fancy
discount
line?
though. I get the discount.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
which I think if you spend over 100,000 a year on groceries, there you get a 10% off, 4% off. I keep saying Gracie, don't work at this. Gracie works at the Canadian Tire.
She
no
does?
offense, a sponsor. Yeah,
What does she do?
she's a clerk.
Really?
Yeah, she's working hard.
So
that's
wait a
awesome.
minute. So if I go in there and I'm like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you could help me find the Sylvania light bulb."
Yes.
She'd be the one.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
she have
I've
the
often
cash?
wondered that if Canadian Tire has a lot of stuff. Like, how do you actually
Yeah.
know where everything is? So I say to Gracie, do you know if somebody comes in and asks for some Goofy Auto Part, would you know where that is?
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Why did she
she's slowly
choose,
learning.
Canadian Tire?
I think her friend was working there, and she thought she could get in, and boom, she got a job, and now she's
for her.
trusty little.
Who you know?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to give her any money.
Oh, I know. She's rolling in it, by the way.
yeah.
She doesn't spend anything.
no
She's
rent.
16 years old. She doesn't go out. She's not into the drugs or the
Brooksy's dad
booze.
gives her money.
Jeez.
Brooksy's dad
Brooksy's dad
supplies her with money.
Envelopes. I love that he does that.
Anyway, I told her, go work at Nature's Emporium, because if you can get a 25 or 30% off, that's going to save me about 70 grand a year.
Yeah, Jimmy ain't going in for the auto parts.
Which I will turn into your college tuition.
Well, they probably wouldn't let her get on board because they're not giving away your trust fund.
No, that's right.
Spending.
So I got a chicken sandwich, to answer your question.
Nice.
And a salad. Chicken sandwich I ate for lunch.
Yeah.
And then I have a salad-y type thing. It's like a salad bar, but it's not real salad. It's like I don't know, quinoa or one of those things.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So goat cheese.
Oh, goat cheese.
Goat cheese, some cucumbers.
Sounds very healthy.
And that's what I'll eat. I'll eat for dinner at as soon as we finish our pregame show for the
7 o'clock?
hocky game tonight. That's what I do. I do the pregame show, do my little Pepsi commercial.
With
and
a
then I
Pepsi.
eat-
Is there another one tonight?
Eat my dinner. It is a rerun of episode 1 featuring Stoff and Puffy. It was so widely acclaimed.
I thought you said that they weren't going to. Could I be getting more cash?
Well, I think so. You should be
Get
getting
back-
residuals.
back-
Yeah, we get paid
Residuals?
per airing.
Per
I
airing,
believe,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were told only one airing.
Yeah,
So
no,
2
you-
airings, that's the double the money.
That's right.
Have you put in Have you put in for your money?
I have, yes.
Okay, you gotta
But
show
they've
me how to
asked
do it.
They've asked me to sign some form, and I'm
Yeah,
currently
the
mulling
likeness
it over
thing.
with my legal team.
Likeness thing. Yeah. They've asked me to do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Like, where's my face going to
See,
appear?
that's a problem.
Some
Do you guys
Pepsi ads in South America?
Do you guys want my agent to see if he'll grab you guys on board?
If he takes his cut, we might be a little bit limited on fun.
Will he
you
let
can
me
do?
keep my 15%?
Yes, I think so.
I would love to get your agent because I'm not in the spot at all. So maybe I need to do something.
We're going to get you in. We're Kenny Wong. We're already working on the next episodes. Lester will be heavily featured.
Heavily
in one of the next episodes. So yeah, this is a repeat of the running, knocking Stoff over.
Yes.
It was
Puffy
excellent.
counts down from 5. The Pepsi ad execs very
Very
happy
high.
with that
Yes,
one. They wanted
yes.
it to run one more time.
Yes.
So yeah, the toilet overflow, and then last night I get home from work. We were doing Kraft Heinz Project Play. We announced the winner. Congratulations to Saugeen Shores.
Nice.
They in Ontario. They won $250,000 to build all these baseball diamonds.
Awesome.
I'm ambassador for Project Play. Very proud because places to play. Hey, it's the most important thing you have.
Sure.
Well, it's not the most important thing, but it's a very important thing.
East York baseball
For kids.
could use a new diamond.
Well, then why don't you apply next year?
I know we got pretty good facilities. We're not gonna worry.
Toronto. Nobody's feeling sorry
a
for
problem.
Toronto.
No chance.
We'd like a dome.
You spoiled Toronto people.
Yeah.
That's the rest of the country.
I
Just
want
gets
a fence. I want an outfield fence.
an outfield fence. You could apply and just say we badly need an outfield
Badly
fence.
need an outfield
I would
fence.
love if you actually applied and asked for a dome, like a retractable roof. That'd be
We got
amazing.
rained out a few times last year. It was pissing us off.
No, ask for an outfield fence, but like the most elaborate one ever. So we want an aquarium. It's going to be see-through.
No, that-
and there's going to be rare fish on the outfield.
We want the one like in Arizona where they got the pool in the back.
You'd want the hot tub.
Oh my God.
There's a power. So I come home from doing the Kraft Heinz Project Play. I'm going to watch the hockey game. I'm going to flick around and watch the hockey games. Power goes out. And election night, too. We're taping this the day after the election. You won't be listening to this probably until the weekend. But was going to watch my friend Lisa Laflamme. I don't know why she didn't invite me on the election panel.
They had about 400 people.
everybody
on it.
is on the
If
election
you, listen,
panel.
if you worked, not to suck up or anything, but if you worked for Bell Media and news, you worked last night. Like they had everybody.
Right,
It was across the country. It was
They tried to
amazing.
reel me in to do some stuff. I'm like, no, guys. I do trade deadline. That's the real deadline.
You should have been Average Joe, your villain.
My villain,
And they
yeah.
would asking you about the big issues in the cam and see what Average Joe would say. And then you would blow up the studio and
Average
steal all their
Joe
money.
would say, thanks for telling me to vote. That was my biggest problem.
Yeah,
with
you were a
yesterday.
little, you weren't happy with that.
Yeah,
Go-
like
have a
everyone
little
on
rant.
Instagram and stuff is like, get out there and vote. I'm like, my right to vote is my right to vote. If I don't want to vote, I'm not going to vote.
Well, they're trying to do the right thing, encouraging people to vote. But you're saying it got a little nauseous by
just-
everyone saying.
Everyone tell me. Everyone just vote. Do your thing.
Do you not normally vote?
I always vote.
Okay.
But I don't want people to tell me to vote.
I understand what you're saying.
It's just
I
like
know
that
what you mean.
annoying.
It seems like, Come on.
Like, yeah,
Get a little
good for you. You
Get
voted.
over
Yeah.
yourself. You know what I mean?
I feel
Everyone-
you. Look, I think
everyone
everybody's.
does
It's an important thing, and everyone's doing it. But I think in certain cases, it feels a little self-righteous.
Yeah, like, look at me. I voted.
I am the king of democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the power goes out. So
That's alone time for you and Brooksy.
well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I said, Brooksy, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And she says, well, I'm going to go to bed, I guess. What else the hell are we going to do? It's like 9:30 or something
Oh,
like
that's
that. So I
perfect
said,
bedtime.
But I'm not tired yet, Brooksy. Yeah, she goes, I'm not tired either. Boom.
Yes.
Into bed we go.
Yep.
I go clean my teeth, come back, she's asleep.
Seriously. I think Brooksy's sending you a message.
9:45. It's been tough times. I got
Sometimes the magic goes down. There's ebbs and flows, James.
You should check your night drawer for some NyQuil.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No. I would never ever do that.
I'll get more into Brooksy and my issues in the week that was.
Let's discuss the week that was with James Duthie and the Rubber Boots Podcast crew.
The week that was is brought to you by our friends at idrinkcoffee.com. Slavic is quickly becoming our new Eric Stone Street. Slavic and I had ambitious plans that night. We went to the soccer game. We were going to do a big segment this year, big contest, and then now Slavic's been in Italy, and every time
Italy?
Yeah, he's overseas. He's doing like touring espresso factories and getting the latest stuff to bring to the idrinkcoffee.com.
He lives the life, man.
And so we just can't even get him on.
You better be back for TFC.
I said, did you love the TFC game? I texted him. I'm trying to find his answer here, and he gave me an answer as if I didn't listen. I said, big win today, Slavic. And he goes, yes, they the bed at the end, but made up for it with an unprecedented 4 goals in extra time. I said, Slavic, I saw the game. You don't have to give me a play-by-play. I watched it on TV because I am in Italy.
Impressive.
So, hopefully Slavic will be back soon and get on the show. So, yeah, here's the thing, okay? I golfed a lot this year.
Yeah.
I probably set a personal record
You
for
for sure,
myself.
you for sure golfed more rounds than Tiger this year. Like, for sure.
You think I did?
100%.
More
Like
rounds than Tiger Woods.
Yeah, and I'm including his practice rounds.
In your life, have you seen anything like that?
No, that's not possible.
For sure.
No.
He barely
would golf every day, and he would
didn't golf
practice
every
for
day.
6 hours.
No chance. Did you see how he played in the summer? He was
I
not
golfed
practicing.
70 rounds probably.
Yeah, Tiger's probably in the 50s.
Right. So, Brooksy's a very understanding wife. I love her dearly.
Yeah.
But, sometimes she says, hey, you're golfing a little too much.
Which is fair.
So, Jared, my son,
Yes.
and I, we played 36 on Sunday at TPC Osprey. Shout out to
nice.
Osprey Valley.
Nice.
Beautiful. You and I were up there
Yeah,
with
we were up
Bump.
there. Yep.
You,
Great
me, and
throwing.
Bump were up there. You guys beat us. You beat
great-
me.
yeah, great
It was a
track.
2-on-1.
2-on-1.
2-on-1. It was a threesome, and it was a 2-on-1. You guys beat me.
Usually happens that way.
And so I was up there with Mackenzie.
Yep.
Do we beep him out?
No.
And Jared and Jared's friend Jack.
Nice.
So we played 36. So we're at the
Was
dinner.
that the an original plan the whole time?
That was my
36?
original plan
Oh,
the
okay.
whole time. 54 holes there, beautiful holes. Beautiful Sunday, if you remember Sunday.
Oh, so you
was-
didn't play the same 18 twice?
No.
You did do 36.
Sunday was gorgeous. We
original
played the
holes.
course that we played,
Yep.
the North, and we played Heath, which is my favorite, which is a little tougher.
That is tough.
So Jared and I are at the dinner table on Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying, so Jared, 36 tomorrow. And Brooksy goes, what? And I said, 36. She goes, what's 36 mean? I said, 36 holes. She goes, that's not a thing. I said,
Hey, Brooksy's.
I said, Brooksy, most definitely that is a thing. She goes, I've never heard of that. That's never happened before. That doesn't happen in golf. You play 18 holes. I said, no, some people play 36. Sometimes there's 36-hole matches. Sometimes rounds get rained out. When I go to Cabot, we play 36. She goes, I'm going to look it up. I think you invented that 36 thing. Brooksy doesn't feel that 36 exists.
I think Brooksy's right.
Yeah.
36 is not a thing. People do sometimes play 36 holes, but
36 is a thing, though. Like if you said to a golfer, hey, 36, they know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but
Brooksy,
that is-
it sounds like I invented the concept
okay,
of
but that's
playing
not
36
a
holes.
common thing.
If you really love golf, you say it is.
I think you're stretching a little bit there, Puffy.
You
No
think
offense.
that 36 is a common thing for people to do?
If you're a diehard golfer,
I'm
why
not saying it's common, but I understand it. I mean, I'm with Jimmy.
Oh,
in the
I
sense that
I
say-
know the
It's
term.
just most of the
but
guys that play 36 often would be divorced,
or professionals.
and that might explain her falling
Even the
asleep
professionals don't play
during-
36.
during the blackout. That's maybe why she fell asleep.
Yeah, you're in the doghouse. This would not. If she starts getting a personal trainer, you're on watch.
She has a personal trainer.
Oh.
but she's a female.
Oh, hey, listen. Remember what happened to Ross on Friends?
Which one? What story?
Ross,
Yeah.
his wife was.
Oh yeah. Hey, wait a second.
Had a personal trainer.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Also
Do you think
female.
that girl Carol's her lover? Now I do.
Oh, Frank.
What else?
So funny.
Yesterday, I had a good day. I went down and I've talked about my book, right? I'm very excited about this
Yes.
book.
Yeah.
I interviewed Layla Anderson, who is the girl with the St. Louis Blues
Yes.
last year when they won.
Where
the
did
cup.
you interview her?
So she was in town getting an award, actually, from the NHL Alumni Association. They had a little banquet last night. And Layla, I am in love with.
Yeah.
Just the sweetest kid. So much like Jonathan Hitra in the idea of being an old soul. Remember how I
Okay.
talked
Yep.
how much about their... I guess maybe it's because they have to go through so much. Layla's been in hard treatment for, I guess, 8 months now. But she's just this wise adult, like smarter than most of the adults you meet. And
Yeah.
her story is so crazy. To think of, the Blues story in itself is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And then when you add Layla in the mix, like Layla, the day that Layla went into isolation in the hospital for her treatment
Yeah.
was January 2nd, which was the last
Really?
day that the Blues were in last place in the NHL. And so from the moment Layla was in there, and Steen came to see her, your former Leaf, Alex
Yeah.
Steen, and Kelly Chase, who's just a great dude. And basically from then on, they started winning all the way through. And
It is a movie.
It is.
It's almost a movie though that's sort of unbelievable. Like
It really is. You might be saying, this is too Disney.
Yeah, it's too.
Anyway, I interviewed Layla and her mom, and it was just a fantastic story. So I can't wait to do that chapter of my book of hockey stories, which comes out next year. I wasn't trying to plug. I also spent time with Kelly Chase, who told me an hour's worth of Brett Hull stories.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! There's like Kelly Chase was Brett Hull's roommate on the road.
Oh, my
For
goodness.
younger listeners, Kelly Chase was a tough guy.
Yep.
St. Louis had two tough guys. It was
Yep.
Kelly Chase, Tony Twist, and Kelly was Hully's roommate for 9 years.
For 9 years.
That's a long
Basically,
time.
eight or 9 years on the road.
Wow.
And Hully is just like, I could have gone on forever. I could write the entire book on Chase stories about
Yeah.
Hully.
Wow.
They're so crazy good. And anyway, I don't want to give away too much because that'll be a chapter in the book. But you want me to tell one?
Yes.
Tell one.
All right.
Tell one.
So one night, Chaser, Hully goes out night before a game. Chaser stays in. And so Hully has a few and comes back into the room. And Chaser's awake, but he doesn't want to let Hully know he's awake because Hully's had a few and he'll want to talk all night.
Yeah.
So Chaser is pretending he's asleep, but kind of looking. And his eyes have adjusted to the dark so he can see what's going on. And Hully's stumbling around a little bit. And he's trying to get his sock off.
Yeah.
And he's kind of bouncing, trying to get his sock off. And he gets his sock, like his hand caught in his sock or whatever,
Yeah.
and falls forward head first into the TV.
Oh my God.
So he's on the floor going, "Oh God!" Jesus. So he gets up and he goes to the bathroom and turns on the light. And Chaser says he can see the mirror, that goes into the bathroom. And Hully's got this already big thing on his head.
Yeah.
Well.
And he's like, fucking Jesus Christ. And so now he comes back towards the bed, and he tries to do one of these, for no reason, because there's nobody in the room,
Yeah.
one of these fall down backwards onto the bed.
Yeah.
And he misses, catches the edge of the bed, and goes down and I guess hits his knee on a table or something like
Yeah.
this. So now he's between the two beds, writhing in pain with his knee. Going, and so, anyway, goes to bed and he gets up in the morning and
So Chase never lets on. He's
never lets on.
Okay.
So he's laughing. He's like muffling his laughter with the sheets.
Okay.
So they get up in the morning, and Hully gets up, and I can't walk. And he's got this big thing in his head. And he goes like, "Chaser, I can't play today. I blocked a shot yesterday in practice." Chase is like, "You idiot! You didn't block a shot in practice. You fell into the TV." Holly is just
I think
alive.
the amount of guys who got injured at night and then went to morning skates and got injured
make
at the
it.
morning skate.
Right.
Didn't make it. You know, it's funny you
quite
talk about
high.
Kelly. Not, it's interesting you talk about Kelly Chase because last week on TSM we had a feature about softball team in Saskatchewan, and I can't remember what the area in Saskatchewan was, but Wendell Clark, Kelly Chase,
Right. Joey Koser.
yeah, all these guys.
Barry
are talking about-
Melrose.
Yeah, and
All
it's-
played for the same
they all
baseball
play-
team.
Yeah, they all played for the same baseball
It's
team.
pretty
But
awesome.
the cool thing about it is, they were all, all of them fought, but they never fought each other, and the entire time they were in the NHL. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Pretty
And
cool.
Kelly tells some of those stories too, protecting Brett Hull and such. And Holly at a couple of points when he was getting abused, coming to the bench and looking at Kelly saying, "Are you coming out anytime now?" But
He would have been one of the best people to be on a team with him.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way he would have.
and just still, I don't know if it's possible to say Holly's underrated, but one of the greatest goal scorers ever, and did it just whenever he wanted to.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about Austin Matthews' release, and the only guy that I think that compares to him was Brett Hull. Brett Hull in the slot there like that, his release, the puck was not on his stick for a second and was in the back of the net.
Could score basically any time he wanted to. Now you're going to sucker me into telling one more story, but they were playing in Los Angeles one night and wanted to desperately go out after the game or whatever. Tie game, last minute, and Holly had been glued to the bench by one of the Sutter brothers, who was coaching the Blues back then, and he was mad at Holly for some reason, so Holly wasn't getting out there. So finally, with about 50 seconds left, there's a face-off, and Holly just jumps over the boards. And the checking line is out there, and I can't remember at the time who was out there, and he just goes to face-off circle, and whoever the guy is on the ice, let's say his name's Ron or whatever, he says, "Ronnie, get back to the bench." And the guys, they're looking over the bench, and Sutter's going, no, stay out there, that's your line. And they're all saying, "Holly, get back." And Holly's not going anywhere. And finally, the ref says, "Somebody's got to go off." And so the other guy goes off.
Yeah.
Puck drops, whatever. Holly gets the puck, skates around, wires one, shelf, 10 seconds left in the game.
In front of Hull, shot. He scores. Brett Hull.
Holly skates past the bench, his own bench, and says, "As if we're playing overtime in L.A."
That's great. That's fantastic.
and the guys, Chase was saying Sutter was so mad, but the guy just won the
won. What
game
can he
for
do?
him, so
What can he
he
do?
can't do anything about
Yeah, I know.
it. And that was Holly, who's just anyway.
To be
Chase
that
just
talented.
loves him, and just a massive heart too. The
Yeah.
stuff that the guy did that people don't know about. But
he's great at the Cup final this year.
Well, I was about to say, you said that you want to be a teammate of his now. Then now even would be good.
Well, Chase was talking about backstage at the parade, and Holly's making, "I'm going up there to the," and they're going. Everyone's going, "No, don't let him up there."
Yeah.
Instead of saying, "Let's go Blues," we're going to say, "We went Blues."
He was like a mix of Ric Flair.
We started singing Gloria.
Yes.
But it's, some people didn't like that, but I
love
that's holy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was fantastic. And of course they're drinking and
Of course, having a good time.
Come on.
everybody's nuts after the
Come on.
Yeah, the Blues had a summer. Anyway, all of that to be in the book that comes out next year, and obviously I'll be plugging it relentlessly on this podcast. And I should probably tease, I don't know if I've said this publicly, that I'm not ditching you guys, but there will be another podcast next year that's going to coincide with the book. I've done all these interviews and recorded as many of them as I can, and we're going to share some of the bits of the stories on a podcast. So it'll be a podcast of hockey stories.
So it'll be like
You will not be on it.
Instead of reading your book, I can just listen to it.
Well, you see, that's tricky because we still want people to buy the book. So we're going to give them little teasers and not give them the full. I can't put every story in the book on the podcast, right? Maybe it'll just be a 10-episode podcast, or maybe we'll do this forever.
Or if someone buys the book, then they get a code that they can listen to the whole story.
Listen to the Well, maybe the podcast is like, yeah, you need
That's actually not a bad idea.
get it. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Probably not have to wait to
Copyright
market
by me.
things.
I get 20%.
Get your agent on that. You get the same amount you got for the Pepsi ad. I haven't asked anybody else about their week. Fine, everybody good?
Mine was
Good.
pretty good. My Tanya went to Newfoundland for work.
Okay.
So it was just me and the boys, and it was awesome. It was like we were roommates. We were just like hanging out.
Betting.
Constantly gambling, and
How is the boys' gambling addiction at this point?
it's pretty good. Barrett's is healthy. I'd say it's healthy.
Does he ask you, Daddy, can we bet on this
Yes,
one?
he does.
Does he really do that?
Yeah, he wants to bet on everything now. That's the only problem. He's getting a little bit out of control.
How old is he again, Barry?
He's 9. He's 9.
You do realize, as much as we joke, you might have a problem on your hands.
Well, I mean, as long as we can control it like Jim Walsh did with Brandon Walsh back on 90210,
Right.
we should be fine. But yeah, no, he had a great week.
And Homer did with Lisa?
Well, we had some similar moments. We basically watched Red Zone and just went crazy and getting on it.
What's the Lisa line that Stoff will put in right here?
The happiest day of my life was 3 Sundays ago. I was sitting on my daddy's knee when the Saints, who were 4.5-point favorites but only up by 3, kicked a meaningless field goal at the last second to cover the spread.
Dear God.
Just the best. How about you, Lester?
You know what? I was at church on the weekend, and I'm thinking that maybe Puffy could use some help there.
I was
You
gonna
know
say,
what I mean?
me and the boys missed church.
Do you go to church regularly?
I do. Yes, I do go. Well, I should regularly, more regular. Not every Sunday, right? I'm not around every Sunday, but I am. I don't know if I ever shared this with you guys.
Do you sing?
I don't sing. I used to play sax.
Is it a gospel church?
It's not a gospel church. It's a Lutheran.
Would that be me stereotyping, assuming you went to a gospel church?
Not necessarily.
A little racist.
No, but I just think he's a musical guy, so you
Yeah.
could...
Yeah.
The Catholic Church, we'd have a band playing at one of
I'm
the
not.
masses.
I respect that obviously, but no, that's not the Guyanese heritage. Very much Lutheran. So
What is now? This is my lack of religious knowledge. What would Lutheran be different from?
It's like I would say Lutheran falls into the Anglican, Presbyterian, the United Church.
Is your God Lex Luthor?
He's not Lex
not Lex.
Luthor. No.
But Jesus involved?
Yes, Jesus is involved.
Okay.
Yes. But
He plays a role.
He plays a role. Yeah. But I'm an assisting minister. Did I tell you that?
Oh,
Could you marry
No, I
if
couldn't
Brooksy
marry.
leaves me?
Yeah.
And I end up
Which
with a
is entirely
supermodel.
possible.
Could you marry us?
I'm not ordained.
Could
but
you get ordained on time for the new wedding?
I absolutely could. I could go on my phone right now and get ordained.
On your phone?
Well,
That's all it takes?
Yeah, you can get ordained.
Anybody can get ordained?
get ordained?
There's an app?
I
Is there an
think
ordaining app?
It could be an ordaining app. I thought so.
And then you can just hit the streets and start marrying people.
Exactly. And play the wedding.
Why don't we,
Yeah, it's a
in
double
Weimara,
Yeah.
we all of us renew our vows? Or if we wife swap, we,
Renewed vows with the new wife.
Christoph's wife, Crystal,
Crystal
me and
and
her,
you.
Yes.
and then you and Brooksy,
yeah.
and then Lester ordains his own marriage to Tanya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, I think
Wait,
that'd be
wait a minute.
fantastic.
Wait a minute. Doesn't that leave one of us out?
Yeah, whatever. Stoff can produce it.
I don't like where this is going.
He's got to be working on the pod. He's got stuff to do.
No, but a cool week. Some little bit of music and the big. I'm not doing any renos like you guys, but I've changed some stuff around in my home, which is making me very happy. I have a spare room that is now my
Sex room?
Well, no, it's now my office, but it's much bigger. Okay. And the spare room, I put the bed in the smaller room.
Oh, so is the office the studio? So when I come
office,
and we start recording our songs,
yes,
which
absolutely.
we talked about, that's
so
what I'll do.
My drum kit's in there now.
And then we'll move into the
keyboards.
bedroom later?
Yeah.
Is that where
that's
the boy wonder stays?
And Ray Ferraro's brother?
Ray Ferraro.
Do they sleep in the same bed with you? And Elton Ron?
Elton Ron.
Yes. Anyway.
Well, that was fantastic. Stoff, your week okay?
I also installed a sex office at my house.
Is that what this episode's going to be titled? Sex
Office, yes.
That would be a
Isn't that
great
good?
sequel to The Office.
Yes.
Sex Office.
Wow.
Could do a British edition and then a Canadian edition. Let's get to the sharing circle, brought to you by our friends at Weimara.
The sharing circle. It feels so good when we share. Because it shows that we care.
You know, the sharing circle I've thought of is the only new thing we've done on the pod this year, is it not?
Is it?
You know, back when we were asking questions before the season started,
Yes.
and some people wanted more guests, we have not had a single guest, have we, on the pod? We had Jeff O'Neill.
O'Neill.
Yeah, he's a regular.
Twice.
Hostile
We had
guest.
Jeff O'Neill twice?
Yeah.
Once on phone.
Have we had
in
Lindsay
person.
Hamilton on?
Not this
Not
season,
this season,
no.
no.
All right. That's a mistake that we have to correct, and fast. Sharing circle. I teased this last week. When I was 4, and a sharing circle for you new listeners is a place where, as we get ready for our trip to the Weimar, where we will bond and maybe share wives, whatever we
Yes.
going to do down there, we want to get to know each other intimately.
Yes.
And that's why we tell our deepest, darkest secrets. Apparently, you guys don't have any because it happens to be me that has
Yes,
to keep
you're-
sharing every single week.
One day I'll feel safe.
When I was 4, I lived in Halifax. Did you know that?
I didn't know
I
that.
think I remember that. You talked about that. Wasn't there a little girl out there that you were friends with?
Yeah. That was.
Stop
Was
the
that,
tape.
was that not an on-air
Stop
conversation?
rolling. Stop rolling.
That's a whole different part of the sharing circle.
We haven't got to that.
Because I don't know if that story's true. And she might be listening to the podcast.
Yes, that's true.
So
my God.
I can't keep people completely in the dark. There was a little girl who lived across the street from me, who was my first love. We were like 4 or 5 years
Yeah,
old.
you were
so
young.
not a real love.
No.
Like, didn't even play doctor or anything.
No.
And then I had left, and years later I'd heard some questionable stories about things, and never confirmed.
Yes.
Those are the stories I probably told you.
Yes.
And then
Thought that might have been on the
on my
podcast.
last book tour,
Yes.
I looked up and she was there.
Yeah.
And she said, James, I'm not going to share her name here.
Yeah.
And I was terrified for a second.
Well, did you recognize her immediately?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
like-
hadn't seen her since I was 5.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like, how did she?
She said, James, it's blank. You're
Yeah.
an old neighbor from your first girlfriend. And I went, I thought you were in prison.
Oh, wow.
and no, she was super nice.
Yeah.
super, super sweet. And
Okay.
I had her confused with somebody else, apparently, who had gone to prison.
Yes.
So I just confused the story.
Yes.
Another neighbor.
Another blank.
Another. No, a different girl in my neighborhood had
Run afoul of the
4
law.
years old, wandering the streets of Halifax.
Wow.
So anyway, apart from that story, thanks for bringing that
Yeah,
into my
sorry.
memory. Another one of my scars.
That was
When I was 4, I dressed up as a bunny on Halloween.
like a rabbit
A rabbit.
or Bugs Bunny,
Well, a bunny. You don't say a rabbit when you're 4. You're cute. You want to be a bunny. You don't want to be a rabbit.
but not like the professional Bugs.
No, not Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Just a little bunny. A little cute little bunny outfit.
Okay.
Right? I was cute. But I didn't have a tail. So my mom's best friend was Maud Wilson, who lived down the street.
Not a lot of mods these
No,
days.
no.
definitely
Maud has kind of gone out of fashion.
It has.
If I have
Great
another,
name.
when
Great
Tanya and
name.
I get together and
Yep.
we have a child, I'm going to name it Maud.
Really?
Maud,
Just to keep Maud
definitely.
alive.
She'll love that. She always wanted a girl, so she'll be happy.
Yeah, no. I've produced 2 of them.
Yes, that's
so
true.
if she gets with me, it's
Yeah,
a
that's
67% chance.
I'm 100% chance nothing.
Oh, that's right. Hey, you remember I'm still...
Yeah, you still are fertile.
Potent.
So, Maud Wilson, God love her, kind of my second mom, she was making the tail for the bunny costume, and she lived a few doors down. And so I had to walk down to get the tail from Maud.
Yeah.
And on the way, some kids kind of jumped me because I was in a bunny suit, and I was 4.
Seriously?
And I ended up in the mud with my bunny suit all covered in mud, and
It's horrible.
That
Now-
is terribly traumatic.
Now I have to caution this. My mom says this story is not true.
What?
But I have distinct memories of being in my muddy bunny suit crying. But she says that maybe I slipped and there was no actual kids who
no-
beat me up.
Yeah.
Was there
That
a
I-
lot of street gangs in Halifax at the time?
Well, I mean, look at the kids. I'm not going to say thugs. They were probably, if I was 4, they were 6, 7. Maybe there was like 1 or 2 of them.
Now, were
Maybe
there
was
any
one.
adults around? It seems like this is like some rogue kids. Or
Yeah, like would you let your 4-year-old walk?
No chance.
But things were different back then.
That's true.
We did all
Very
sorts
much
of
so.
crazy. We did
Very
all
much
sorts
so.
of crazy stuff. So I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it was a gang, but at least 2 kids pushed me in the mud on my way to get my bunny tail and
How much-
ruined my Halloween at a time when Halloween was very important to me.
How much money would you pay for video of that?
$250 million that I'm going to get from
250 million.
my evil crimes that we're going to get to in
We
Puppy's
can make that happen.
hypotheticals.
I'm gonna get that.
No, not all of it. I'll give $125 million.
Yeah, I'll get that video.
Would I be right if I found out this was true to seek vengeance?
Yes.
Even
Absolutely.
what if these people are grown into nice, functional society people with kids?
It doesn't
and
matter.
A family.
They have to pay.
Yeah.
They have to pay for what they did to you.
Would you
Justice
guys
is
back me and
justice.
fight them?
100%, unless they're big.
So if
Yeah.
we showed up at their door, remember what was the movie? I think it's Beautiful Girls.
Yeah.
Is it? And the guy shows up to beat up the other guy, and then the kid answers the door.
Yeah.
Right? Is that Matt Dillon or something?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. That's a great movie.
Fantastic movie. A lot of people in that movie. But I've never heard of it.
Really good. You never heard of that movie?
Yeah, it's very white.
That is-
Another white.
yeah,
totally white cast of girls.
I've never heard of this movie.
Rosie O'Donnell's in that movie.
Yeah.
Who else?
White person.
Gwyneth Paltrow? Maybe?
Marissa Tomei, maybe?
Marissa Tomei.
How can I live the rest of my life knowing I could have been with Marissa Tomei?
Marissa Tomei.
I love Marissa Tomei.
Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon for sure. There's this one guy who's like one of those guys.
Oh,
who's
it's,
in-
this. Yeah, it's the guy who's in Ordinary People.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Rappaport.
Oh, Michael Rappaport is in the movie. He's great in that movie.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy in Ordinary
No.
People. But that's the star of the movie, the guy from Ordinary People. Anyway, I can't remember.
There's a Google machine.
God, half our podcast is just forgetting things from the days. You don't remember the movie Beautiful
I
Girls?
don't
I want to be with you. Yeah.
Oh, such a good flick. Timothy Hutton was.
Because I'm a beautiful
I
girl.
will- I will watch
Is it
that.
Timothy Hutton that goes to the
Timothy
guy's door to
Hutton.
beat the guy up,
Yeah.
and then there's little kid answers the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's another thing we should do.
Oh, Natalie-
Weimar.
Remake Beautiful Girls, but with black people.
Now Natalie Portman was in that movie.
She was the kid.
The
That's the
kid.
thing about
Everyone
that
fell in
movie.
love with her.
It got a little creepy.
It did.
So, who's the guy you said from Ordinary People?
Timothy Hutton.
Timothy Hutton, star of the movie, maybe 30, no, maybe not, like 25 in the movie.
No, like 30.
You sure?
Yeah,
Comes
for
back to
sure.
his hometown for a little break. Natalie Portman is maybe 12, 13?
Well, I think the character's about 13, 12.
13, and they meet each other on the skating rink, and there's like this
like
odd
50.
kind of Natalie Portman, one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, yeah.
By the way. But although I watched a horrible Natalie Portman movie
Really?
the other day, yeah, really bad one. Anyway.
So happening in the Star Wars though.
Huh?
In the Star Wars prequels when she's
Yeah, The Other
Organa,
Woman.
Princess Organa.
The Other Woman, a recent Natalie Portman movie. I think it's called The Other Woman. Not good. Not good. Anyway, Natalie Portman,
Don't blame Natalie.
cute little 13, 14-year-old, but it gets a little creepy between her and Timothy Hutton. You felt that too, didn't you?
100%.
Where the hell was I?
And then it's never good when you say like, "What's your favorite?" When you thought Natalie Portman looked hottest, and they say "beautiful girl."
That's not good.
Like, no, that's not the answer. That's not a good answer.
We're going to get to another creepy item, by the way, when it comes to older men, younger women, a little bit later on, and things that I saw on Twitter remind me of that. But so I was talking about would you guys back me up?
Yes.
And go to these guys' door in Halifax and have a big rumble?
For sure.
Because
But we would have to be dressed up in bunny suits.
you think they would
So they
remember?
would know what happened.
They know what
yeah.
they did.
They know
wrong.
what happened.
Like as soon as they open the door, they would know what
Yeah,
was
they'd start
happening.
running.
You think it's fun to beat up bunnies, mother?
It got real.
It got real in a
I'm like,
second.
we're just here to like straighten them out.
I was just going to have a good talking to. Anyway, that's what I thought I'd share with you today. I have another thing, and what Brooksy's really mad at me about is my singing, but I thought I'd say that for another week on the Sharing Circle. Or maybe we could address it at the Weimara with
Yes.
Brooks. Are the girls going to be on the pod?
Yeah, I would assume.
Tanya's still a 50-50 on this
She's still
trip?
50-50, yeah. I was talking to my hairdresser about it, the trip, and then I said, "Oh yeah, Tanya's not sure she's coming yet." She's like, "If Tanya doesn't come, I'll come." I said, "Okay."
Is that an option?
You're on the short list now.
What's her name?
Her name's Jenny. Yeah, Jenny.
And Lester's interested as
Jenny
a single
from the
man.
block.
I'm still Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the box. No, she'd be in your wheelhouse.
Would she? Would she be?
Nah,
No.
I don't think so.
Why is that?
Very
Why-
good.
Let me ask you this: what's my wheelhouse, my friend?
That's true,
There's
actually.
a
We
good-
don't even know your wheelhouse.
I don't even know your
We've never
wheelhouse.
seen
Well,
any
yeah,
of your
like-
female, and even your Brandy, who you talked about,
Yeah.
never seen a photo of her.
Yeah,
Never
don't
seen a
know.
photo of Brandy? I'll show you a photo of Brandy after.
Yeah, like
I'll get one right now.
your wheelhouse could be literally anything.
We don't know.
It's pretty wide, actually. And I don't mean in size. I just mean,
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
no, but I mean, I don't really have a type per se.
No.
Let me see if I find a picture.
My type-
talk
my
amongst
life.
yourselves while I'm trying to find this picture.
Yeah, that's what we do the entire time anyway. You look at your phone. You look at your phone, and we talk to each other, Puffy and I. Anyway, that was the Sharing Circle brought to you by our friends at Weimara. We are a month and change away from the Weimara trip.
I can't wait to get started working out next week.
I'm so excited.
I thought you were supposed to start working out this week.
I know, but it feels like next week.
I was like 4 days into a disciplined diet.
Yeah.
And then I did the 36 holes and it was eating like hamburgers and fries. And then I had 4 pieces of pizza yesterday before the Kraft Heinz Project Play announcement. Well, hello, Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. That was creepy.
Was it? Yeah, okay. So your wheelhouse is
That's not my.
Redhead.
I'm not even
Pretty
so much.
redheads.
It's just, I mean, she's attractive for sure.
Yeah, very nice lady, Brady.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Wheelhouses. Maybe that would be a new segment on the show. Brought you Wheelhouses. Brought you by Weimara.
Yeah, the Weimar. Wow, that's a good segment. That's not a bad idea.
This week, Stoff's Wheelhouse. Polish women that have many different names. Many different aliases.
Wife's not Polish, but that's all right. We'll let it
Your wife's
slide.
not Polish? No. You went out of the...
circle.
You crossbreeded?
I broke out, yeah.
What is her
No
background?
actual breeding, but yeah.
Is she Lutheran?
She worships Lex Luthor. She's half Italian, half French Canadian.
Oh, very nice.
Wow, the trip to the Weimara just got more
That's
interesting.
very good. Very good. Yes. She got a sister? Just kidding.
Not really kidding.
We should have had the people talked about having a contest when we had the fifth bedroom.
Yeah.
We should have had get a date for Lester's Wheelhouse contest.
Lester's Wheelhouse.
You spin a wheel, and you get, we put a different group of segments of women on the wheel.
Yeah.
And
That's going to go over well.
2019, that's a great fit.
This ain't 1997.
Sorry. I meant innocently. I was just trying to get a contest to have a giveaway.
We're going to give away a woman to Lester.
It was like
John Hughes.
it was like a dating game thing.
Oh my God.
It was like The Bachelor. The Bachelor's on TV. There's nothing wrong with that. People could sign up, and if they wanted to,
Enough to be given away to Lester.
oh, it would just they would come on the trip, and if sparks flew, fine. But of course, they would be an independent, strong woman like all of our women listeners.
Exactly.
They would have to be able
I'm
to.
sure that people would come.
I think I'm going to have to change my
people would
name
come.
after this show, man. Oh, my goodness.
It'd be.
That's a beautiful girl like you doing this place like this all by her lonesome. Okay.
Wait a second. Now, when you go to the island, are you going to put on this fake
Oh, it'd be
Jamaican accent
it'd be amazing.
the entire
if you
time?
did.
That'd be
Even when we're not in
hilarious.
Turks and Caicos?
When he
You'll be-
meets the head of Turks and Caicos.
You see, there's a couple islanders on the beach, and Lester's like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" They're like, "Oh, we live in Turks and Caicos. We don't speak like that at all." Let's get to Puffy's hypotheticals.
Yo, 1, 2, 1, 2. These hypotheticals are messing with my mind. These hypotheticals, what's gonna be this time? These hypotheticals are blowing my mind again.
My mind is blown. My mind is blown. Blown. My mind is blown.
These hypotheticals, 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 hypotheticals.
Very exciting part 2 of our Puffy's hypotheticals. This is the first one we ever stretched into 2 weeks because it was so damn complicated we couldn't figure out in 1 week. I'm not sure that I figured out here in week 2.
I didn't really do well with my homework. I didn't really.
Oh, so you didn't come? Well, no, you were average Joe, and you were
Average Joe.
committing some crimes as average
There's a
Joe.
book in there.
Wait, Stoff's got something. Stoff's written it up. You
Written a
want
screenplay.
you want to begin there, Stoff?
I can. So why don't we explain the parameters again?
Oh, okay. So, Puffy, it was your bit.
You're super
villain, a la the Joker,
Yeah, Joker, and you have to commit 3 crimes.
right? Big on a grand
scale over the course of 1 year, and you can't get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And if you successfully do that, you get $250 million.
plus your proceeds from the crimes.
And also, you cannot be tried or convicted of said crimes ever again. Like you're
Once you get through
the year.
once the year is over,
then you can do the talk show circuit as a villain.
Oh, you can talk about them.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even understand that part. Okay, Stoff.
All right, so the moniker I'm going to take on, the name is Sean C. And my first crime will be to break 12 convicted killers out of a high-security prison.
Nice, I like that.
I'll do that by subway tunneling machines, and I'll get them all transferred so they can get off at different stops.
Isn't that that movie? One of those Marvel?
The Incredibles?
Movies? No, the one with all the villains, the Suicide Squad. Isn't that what happens there?
Never seen it.
Sounds kind of familiar.
Moving right along, crime number 2, steal an island.
Oh.
This will be a little more difficult, but I'm sure I'll get it done.
Okay.
Go after that Richard Branson guy. I think he can be tricked.
That's it.
All right, wait a second. Are you going to have a fire festival? Is that going to be crime number 3?
Very close, very close. Much more illegal. The festival will be a illegal killing contest on the island. for the convicted killers, and I will sell the rights to Fox.
Oh, perfect.
That's well done.
That is really good.
What was your character's name again?
Sean C. So that this way I won't have to take the rap for it.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Lester, did you have a crime? I don't think you.
I got nothing close
you
to
were
that,
busy
man.
on the. That's okay. I worked. I fed off last week. We were talking about Dan O'Toole.
Yes.
So I thought I was going to use the technology from Mission Impossible to change my face.
Okay.
Take the face of Dan O'Toole. Mm-hmm. By the way, my character will be named. I was going to give you guys some options. It was going to be like the Mad Anchor, or like Anchor Mad, or Anchor Bad, or Powder Puff.
Powder Puff's terrible.
Powder Puff is that's what I use. So that's like an anchor reference. So do you like?
I like
Anchor Mad.
I like Anchor Mad.
Like a mad, not like mad as an angry, but mad.
Yeah.
Anchor Mad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my character. I put Dan O'Toole's face on mine.
Yes.
And I go on the Jay and Dan show.
Okay.
And say we're giving a promotion to give away, I don't know, free tickets to a game. So everybody comes down and fills the stadium to get their free tickets. And then I gas them and rob them all.
Okay.
And then, of course, Dan O'Toole gets arrested.
Like, hold on. You're going person to person taking their wallet?
No, I'm gonna do it's like the Joker. I'll have accomplices. I'll pay off the security guards, and we'll
You just need a hovering
some sort
magnet.
of gas.
Yeah.
And I'll rob them all.
Okay.
Oh no, and maybe I'll hold them hostage and get ransom from all their families first.
Okay.
All right, and it'll be Dan O'Toole. Plus, I'll break into the TV waves on TSN, which was a bonus 125 million, I think you said. And I will do that. I will collect millions, rob them. Then Dan O'Toole will go to jail.
Oh.
So now everyone will tune to Jay Onright, who's alone on the show.
And they'll think that the crime has been solved.
Crime has been solved. Jay Onright feels guilty because his cohort on television did this crime.
Or will he feel like the dead weight is gone?
No,
probably.
That's more accurate.
As the talent I am.
He will host a benefit concert for the families who had to give up money for the ransom.
Yeah.
I will take Jay Onright's face and we'll do the same and rob all of them.
Double dipping.
Right?
Wow.
And then he will go to jail, and so everyone will wonder, what's going on here with these anchors?
What podcast am I going to produce Monday nights? That's the real question here.
Right.
And I didn't really have an ending for it, except that there would have to be a big reveal, like a good movie would have. Oh, everybody thinks it's one of the on-air guys, but no, it would be Puffy.
Oh.
And I would take your face, and you would cop to the crime, saying, "I'm sorry," like Spider, I would have gotten away with it if not for your meddling kids like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And then you will go to prison. I will marry Tanya.
Yeah.
I will take all of her high corporate executive money, plus her parents' ranch with the golf carts,
and
I will take my $250 million plus my proceeds from the crime, and that's where I will live out the rest of my years.
At the ranch?
Yes, with my two wives, Brooksy and Tanya.
What's your third crime, though?
That was the third one, is getting you thrown in jail.
Oh.
I didn't really think this out. I kind of did it in the last 30 seconds
But
while
I
we were
think
talking.
James gets the bonus 50 mil for
the on-air?
interrupting the on-air.
It's a lot of money.
Well,
There's a lot of money on there.
I only said my thing was going to be I was going to be the Black Robin Hood.
Ooh,
Makes so steal from the rich and give to the poor, and I would reverse racism. So if you were racist against a certain
then you get robbed.
No, you didn't get robbed. You would be actually through an app that I would create. You would become that race, right? So let's say you were racist against Indian people.
You'd become Indian.
That would be people would be racist against you. And how would you feel?
And then you'd feel awful. That's a great crime.
And then I would kill the president of the United States and 4 giraffes.
And what was the second part?
4 giraffes.
4 giraffes?
Yes.
Why?
Well, see, nobody cares that I killed the president. It's just the 4 giraffes.
Nicely done.
Well done.
And you know what your villain name would be?
What the?
The Boy Wonder.
The boy.
The boy wonder.
Things that I saw on Twitter.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes. All of these things and more as I sat on the shitter. Things that I saw on Twitter.
Things that I saw on Twitter brought you by, I don't know, The Boy Wonder.
Sure.
Also by the Weimara and idrinkcoffee.com. I'm just trying to fill time as I look for Stoff's Christoph's note on things that I saw on Twitter. I'll tell you. I'll start with the one that.
Did you see Kawhi's commercial?
Yes. Now, I was going to talk about that and run it here, but I figured it would be so viral that by the time people listened to this, they were sick of it. A little Terminator commercial. Pretty
good.
funny.
It was good. Yeah.
Pretty funny, right?
I liked it.
I liked it as well. We were talking about the Natalie Portman thing. Dennis Quaid
Yes.
engaged to be married for the fourth time to a 26-year-old.
Yeah.
And a lot of jokes out there about the Parent Trap. Because the movie The Parent Trap, with, I believe, Lindsay Lohan,
Yes.
when she was a little kid, Dennis Quaid was the father.
Yes.
The parents split up, and he was hooking up with its 26 exactly year-old whatever girl in the show.
Yes.
And at that point, Dennis Quaid was about 45. Now he's 65 and with a 26-year-old. And as a matter of fact, the kids in The Parent Trap are now well older than 26.
Yes.
Right. Wow. So, more power to him.
I always do kind of wonder on those situations. Like, I'm sure it's this woman, there's a chance she saw the movie The Parent Trap.
Oh, yes.
When she was like...
Or maybe she was too young to see
8
it.
years old or something.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, I wonder if she's ever thinking, like, you know who's hot? The dad.
On The Parent Trap?
Like, that's the guy I'm going to marry one day.
Wasn't
So
his
weird.
brother Randy Quaid? Wasn't there some weird stuff with some land in Vancouver or something?
There's
like
all
that?
sorts of... Randy went off a strange path in life.
Yeah.
But hey, interesting guy.
Yeah.
There was aliens and all sorts of stuff
Oh,
that were
boy.
involved with Randy. What would be...
The youngest woman I'd marry?
Yes. Let's say if Tanya ever wisened.
Wisened and
Yes.
sent me to Splitsville.
Or if my crimes actually happened and Brooksy and Tanya and I were living together in a polygamous relationship on your...
And I'm left to my own devices.
You're left to your own devices and you eventually recover from it. What would be the
I don't
age
think
you'd
I'd
feel
get
more
married
comfortable
yet.
with?
I don't think I'd ever.
Well, it can
so dating. So dating?
Dating, then.
Dating.
Do you find it creepy that a 65-year-old man with a 26-year-old, or once they're adults, hey, more power to them either way?
I do actually think it's a bit creepy.
Strange.
Yeah, like just when someone's that much older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I would think like, yeah, there's no problem.
So would you, what if she was a beautiful, perfect woman for you, but she was 28, and you were now 57? Would you have to think twice about that, or would you?
I mean, I wouldn't think twice, but I would understand when people would be like, that's kind of creepy.
I've thought about this recently, and my answer is 15.
What?
15 years apart?
15 years apart. Yes.
You better clarify.
Damn it, boy.
What is wrong with you?
No younger, more than 15.
No more than 15 years old.
What do you think I am, R. Kelly?
Jeez.
I would like our female listeners.
Yeah, like I wonder what the opposite was.
Like Ricky Fry, it's a friend of mine. She listens to all our shows. Yeah. Ricky, what would be your biggest age difference if you were, once you are advanced in life, if you were single at 50 or 60? How young a man would you date? That goes out to all our female listeners.
I'm trying to think. There was a story.
Laura Cope. Maybe we can ask her. Yeah. We haven't heard from Laura in ages. We haven't really checked in on our correspondents much this year.
Not at all.
We kind of gave them jobs, and then we...
apologies
busy with
to
our intern.
Thomas Sikansky wrote me a note. We will check on him at some point.
Okay. What about, we had our college guy out in Alberta.
That's Thomas Sikansky.
Oh, that's Thomas. Okay.
Laura Cope.
I thought that was her.
Sick hands.
Laura Cope. I follow her on Instagram, and she's over in like Germany or something.
With Scott.
Scott
Reynolds.
I think they're both over in Germany.
Yeah, they're together, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're like a couple.
Really?
Zach Phillips, the intern.
Yes.
We haven't heard from Zach in a while. He's been busy with school. Again, he sent me about like 8 pages of notes of ideas, and I didn't get back to him. So he's probably bitter at me. We love Zach. And who else did we have on the show? We had another.
There was like someone on cyber crimes.
Megan Wong.
Megan Wong, right?
Cyber crimes.
Right. And
Rod Smith, baby.
Rod Smith.
Oh, Rod Smith Baby. By the way, there's been a lot of people saying, "Where is Rod Smith Baby?"
Okay.
And bring back Rod Smith Baby. We're not. We have. Yeah, we had a falling out last year, but that was just comedy.
That was for TV.
So what we're doing? Roddy's got the football going. It doesn't coincide well with the podcast, and so when the football season is over, end of November, Roddy's in here more regularly. Roddy will make a triumphant return, and we expect him to be a big part of us. Second half of season 4 of the podcast.
And he'll probably be a Grey Cup.
Oh, he'll be at the Grey Cup pod for sure. One of our favorites. Bump will be on that one.
Yep.
Let's
always a good one.
Banish him. Maybe we'll get Milt Stiegel on this year. Maddie Dunnigan.
Lester show.
Yeah, I guess we'll be out in Calgary, I'm sure.
What would it take?
It would be great to get a funny black guy like Milt Stiegel on the show.
Wow.
Maybe he can sing.
I'm sure he could. Milt seems like the
Stiegel
kind of guy that
network.
could do anything.
Do you ever?
You know what?
Stiegel is like one of the most well-conditioned. Like,
He looked like
50-year-old
I
man I've
actually
ever
ran
seen.
into the whole panel a couple weeks ago. I was out, and they were out, and he looks great, man.
They're all in great shape.
Yeah.
Those guys. Those guys look like Matty Dunnigan still looks like he could play, and Milt and Burris and the whole bunch of them.
You guys know there was a time when Matt came into the office more regularly, and he'd always like to have a tank top on. He'd just be
Tank tops. I miss them.
like there was no
we
reason.
gotta. When we're jacked for Weimara,
Should we all?
we're all tank topping.
Why don't we get like different colored, like Miami Vice type of
or like Wham.
Wham tank tops?
Yeah.
And go on and walk down 7 Mile. No, 7 Mile Beach is Cayman Islands. Grace Baby.
Grace Bay.
Okay.
That nice?
We'd all agree to wear a tank top together? Matching tank tops? Does it say Rubber Boots Pod on them?
But like in the straight out of Compton.
We got to get at least a photo of us
get
with matching Rubber Boots Pod.
choose life.
What else was making news this week on the Twitter? Tom Brady's cameo in the Paul Rudd film where he...
I haven't seen that yet.
He walks out of a massage parlor,
Yes.
and Paul Rudd says, first time? And he says, no, sixth. It's a great joke considering what happened with Robert Kraft.
Right.
But Tom Brady's no.
Let's listen.
First time? You? 6.
So Christoph was explaining to me, I hadn't seen the follow-up to this, that the context of that scene was what stuff?
Well, apparently in the show that inside the massage parlor, it's actually where they clone humans. So the joke is that after or before each Super Bowl, Brady's cloning himself.
Yeah.
But the optics of him walking out of a massage parlor.
Yeah, fantastic, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a good
But the
bit.
best is Tom's like getting mad at the media for going there. Like for putting 2 and 2 together.
I know. How could you even think that? Listener Cloca, oh yes, there was one of our beloved listeners, Kyle Shanks, was doing the HQ trivia, and he got another question right because of our
Because of the podcast?
Rubber Boots podcast. It says, in which class is a student most likely to study gizzards, whiskers, and cloacas? And the options were history, English literature, and biology. He knew, obviously, cloaca is a bird's mating organ, that it would be biology. Mm-hmm. And so
And he got it right.
He was very thankful, Kyle, because of what he's learned on the Rubber Boots podcast. That's what and now a lot of our listeners will know what adjacent means.
Well, somebody sent me a thing on Instagram with your Wikipedia page.
Okay.
Oh,
And it says on there.
Oh, that I'm 4'10" or something? Is that what you're
says-
talking about?
James Forbes Duthie, the
Right.
6th. Is that the correct? The 6th?
I think we found out it was only the 5th or something.
Is a Canadian sportscaster for TSN and host of TSN's hockey coverage. He has a bachelor's degree in journalism at Carleton University. Is that correct?
Accurate.
Contrary to popular belief, James actually stands 5'10".
5'10"?
I like that. Contrary to popular belief.
Does it say 5'10"?
It says 5'10".
Oh, I thought somebody said 4'10". Yeah, so that was a bit. The guys on the overdrive were not thinking. They're always saying I was 5'6".
what?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Come
So
on.
what I told them was, my problem is I have shorter legs and a longer torso, which makes me look smaller than I am, and I have a long head and long torso, which makes me 5'10".
So would you rather have long legs,
Yes. Shorter torso, smaller head,
but be shorter?
But you need a big head in television. We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
Almost everyone in television has a big head. If you don't have a big head, you don't look right on television.
No, you don't.
You have to have a giant head.
Massive.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of big. You have a sizable head. That's
I
why
have a
you're
big
working
head.
on the Pepsi commercial. Lester has a sizable head.
Yeah, big head.
Stuff. We are all big heads
Yeah,
on
big
the
heads,
Rubber
you know.
Boots podcast. We won't let any small
You know what they
heads,
say
guys.
about big heads?
What?
They get Pepsi commercials.
Wow. Stretch out the neck hole on the turtleneck.
I tweeted this last week. I think Stoff is just basically going through my own Twitter feed to do this segment right now. This was an actual Wheel of Fortune intro.
Hello, Blair. Hello. Blair Davis, Cardiff, California. Own the trucking business, it says here.
Small trucking business in San Diego.
Good for you. And talk about your family.
I've been trapped in a loveless marriage for the last 12 years to an old battle axe named Kim. She cursed my life with 3 stepchildren named Star, RJ, and Ryan, and I have 1 rotten grandson.
A battle axe named Kim.
Battle axe.
You think Sajak was in on that? Because he's like, tell us about your family.
Do you think purely a gag, or is there any chance this guy decided he would air his laundry right there on Wheel of Fire?
I would like to think that it's real. Like I think it'd be amazing if that's how.
So
it really,
amazing.
But I think it's probably a gag.
I know, but what a way to to do it.
Memorable.
Trapped in a loveless marriage for the last
Do a
15
battle
years.
axe. 3
Much like Brooksy.
I'm like,
No, there's a lot of love.
You've had 2 strikes in the bedroom with Brooksy
Over the last week or so?
Yeah, so you need to like maybe come up your game a little bit.
I'm going to save it for Weimara.
Well, Dad, we got to make some ground rules.
Keep you guys
Are you
up
allowed
at
to have
night.
sex on the trip?
Hells yeah.
Well, if Tanya's not there, then no, you are not.
I love how Lester said, "Hells yeah."
I'm not even thinking about it for myself. I'm thinking you're down in a beautiful situation like that. Come on, go through.
So
you
then
guys.
what are the rules?
All 3 of you guys.
What do you mean the rules?
Like, is there like rules for
No crossing swords? What are you talking about?
Are you talking about the noise
like
level?
the
in the-
noise level?
Well, it's a large
time,
villa.
Time.
So it echoes.
What do you mean? We have only a little window we
Yeah,
can do
like
it
I
in?
mean, are you just allowed to like walk off while we're?
Oh, so
I
like
like that
hanging
idea.
out?
We'll set up a schedule in the
A
kitchen.
schedule that, so people can't be in the villa
A
while there's some
whiteboard.
sex going on.
Stop, Nicole. Your time now. You got 12 minutes.
Holy smokes, you got her name right.
And then Lester, he has his alone time. He's going in. He'll be
There's a
back
sex
out.
schedule and a masturbation schedule.
The funny thing is, if Tanya comes, Puffy will still be on both.
It's true.
It really will
Should
be.
bring an etch a sketch.
I'll be like, which
schedule.
board am I on right now?
Well, we'll have to identify some ground rules.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be some ground rules.
Well, we have 5 weeks to figure it out.
Otherwise, we're just animals.
For now, we'll see you next time on the Rubber Boots Pod.
How are ya? I got a question that I really wanna ask ya. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Oh, I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. And I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank or the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, or black or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? Do you really like the dunk tank at the fair? Dunk tank.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?